Hello, you guys. I'm excited to be here for another week of some training with all of you. And this week is all about building a business as your authentic self. And as our industry has continued to evolve, it is so easy to morph yourself or your business into what you think someone else wants to see, what you think someone or what you think someone else would like to see you do, right? If that makes sense. And, I want to talk a little bit about my journey. I've been in the industry for quite some time, and through this past 5 years with my recent company, I want to talk about building it as my authentic self. And I truly think that that's where my success came from, is because I didn't I didn't bend to be somebody else. I didn't try to be somebody else or show up as somebody else. I was able to show up as me authentically, and that is what attracted people to me. And you have to have a vision first and foremost, okay? You have to have this vision of what you want your business to look like. And then you have to be able to close your eyes and see how this is going to take place, what it's going to look like, how it's going to manifest, right? And then you become that vision. I am that vision, and maybe ignorance is bliss, but I remember when I started, we were just starting the social media realm, and so it was newer. Not everybody was into selling online. It was kind of just this, like, you went to go communicate with your friends and you enjoyed that process, right? And then it turned into, oh my gosh, like, there's people in here and they're watching what I'm doing. And I didn't ever do anything spectacular. That's the cool thing, because people will ask, like, well, what did you do? What's the secret? How did you do stuff? And yes, I definitely worked my business. That is one thing that has never, been a question. I made sure that that was a priority every single day. But when I showed up in my business, I showed up authentically me, just like you see me today. If you're watching this on video, I'm not all done up. I don't have, all the glitz and glam happening. Um, and I showed up as Katie Ganderton, as the mom of 3 boys, as the dental, when I was doing dental hygiene, as the busy working mom that was, truly in the grind of building a legacy and an empire and making that a priority. And it wasn't always pretty. I was doing, in our line of business, I do product reviews, and I was authentic in them. I didn't say that I loved 100% of everything. I let people see the items on me, how they fit, felt, how they functioned. I was goofy. I mean, I didn't sugarcoat things, and I didn't hide back from sharing things. And so, I think when people saw that, they could relate. They could say, "Oh my gosh, like, she's working, she has kids, she's not doing anything special. She sure as heck is not showing up like all done up to the nines." And I think that that is what was relatable. And I show up the same in leadership. I show up as, and I lead from the front. And I have a vision that if I'm going to ask my team to do something, or teammates, you better believe that I'm doing that myself, or that I have at least attempted it and have tried out whatever method it is that I'm coaching on, or that I am in the thick of it, just as I would expect them to do as well. I'm not that sit back type of leader. I lead from the front. I meet my goals. I don't, the word minimum, that doesn't exist in my vocabulary. I always go above it, because I want to be more than average. I want to be better than. And when I can lead by example and I can say I'm doing this, then that means that I am definitely able to, show forward that, hey, I'm doing the do too, and I'm just as busy. He's downstairs, babe. Um, that's authentic. What, my little one right there looking for dad. I don't hide those things from my life. I don't only show the highlight reels, if that makes sense. And so, building a brand, I can definitely say that I have stayed true to building my business, um, as my authentic self. And I can definitely say that I have kept my head down, and I've been able to stay in my lane, and I've been able to stay focused. And, I will say there has been times where I've gotten distracted by things because there has been some of the bells and whistles of, oh, maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should be doing this too, and this and this. And then I end up coming back and saying, gosh, I sure as heck am confused. I'm spreading myself really thin. And not only that, I'm not an expert in some of these areas, which means then I have to take time to go research what that is that I'm taking on when I don't know if my bandwidth can handle that. And so when I say like keeping your head down and staying in your lane, that means putting those blinders on. It puts those blinders on. Don't worry about what, Sarah and Sally over here are doing, and just move forward and stay true to what you should be doing, how you should be focusing on, where you should be focusing on, serving your customers, serving yourself, serving your team, as that authentic person, as you can, because we all have life. We all have, I talked on last week about dealing with objections and being able to change our perspective on some of those things. And I think that, when you are your authentic self and you continue to move forward and own your business, people they respect you and they see you as a person. You're not some imaginary being that has success and they don't know who you are. Like, you are relatable when you are authentic, right? And when you only see highlight reels, when people ask you questions and you only get the like, everything's going to be fine. Yes, it's great. And you want more substance people want more substance to the questions that they're asking. And if you pretend to act as if things are perfect and everything's going to be great, and you just kind of waltz right over their question without giving them that time to feel valued and heard, that people notice, that people feel that, and they don't necessarily like that. They want to be heard. They want to be felt. They want to feel validated in the concerns and the questions that they might be bringing to you. And so, when you can be authentic with people, it really shows that they can trust you, that they want to have you as a person in their life. And so this goes, business is relational. It is not transactional. It is, when you start to put dollar signs on people's heads, it becomes very transactional and very much felt that the only reason somebody's in your life, or the only reason you're communicating with them, is for a sale or to join something, right? If you can take that out of that and you can make it more of a relational, concept, that makes all the difference. And then, it may not happen right away, but I can promise you, when someone thinks about your product that you might be selling, you've built that rapport with them. And guess what? You're going to be that person that comes to mind when they need to refer or connect, or if they eventually want something from your business, and that is where you get longevity in a business. That is what builds long-term success, and long-term trust and growth, right? And so that's what my topic is today, you guys. So, I want to impress upon you to not be afraid of being you. A lot of people morph who they are on social media because they think that's what somebody wants to see, or there's fear about, well, if I share this, someone might think something of me, or they might think less of me, or confused, or not support, like those kinds of things. And honestly, that's okay, because again, there's enough people out there, and the right person is there for you, and they will get you. Because when you act as somebody different, and then someone comes around and maybe they buy your stuff, or maybe they join you, only to find out you seem to be a completely opposite person, Like, how does that feel? That feels pretty icky, right? That feels very unauthentic. It feels like you've been duped, kind of like a bait and switch. And people do not like that. But I can tell you, if you are authentic, you can tell people what to expect. I can promise you that the judgment and that you will be able to master your own greatest gifts authentically, and you won't have to try to act as if, or try to be somebody else in the presence of other people. You can authentically be you, which is phenomenal. So that's one thing I want you to do. Is I want you to think about how you're showing up. Is it authentic to you? I want you to not compare. I want you to keep your head down and focus and stay in your lane. And if that's something where you notice that you are veering off, that's something where, with vision, you want to say, hey, is this helping me get towards my vision? Is this serving a purpose? Is this something I can control? And if it's not, get back to business, right? And focus on it. Okay. And don't listen to people that stand in your way. You've got plenty of people out there that are going to, say no. They're going to try to stop you. They're going to make comments. They're going to make you feel less than. Again, that goes on how you allow that obstacle to affect you. Remember, you can do what you can control. Outside of that, just keep moving forward, because again, you are made for greatness. You are made here on this earth for a very specific purpose. And when you can walk in that purpose without that clutter all around you, great things will happen and open up and unfold. It doesn't mean you're going to get to see the entire path right away, but if you can walk in the fog and walk in faith, as each step you lay down is a step in the right direction, things will start to unfold for you. And just knowing that piece. So, I want you to know that the world is waiting for you to share your authenticity. Okay. And who you're going to touch and the impact that you're going to have, because there are people out there that need your story. There are people that need you as that leader, but they need you as your authentic self. And you may have an impact on somebody that you would never have even guessed. And they may never even tell you, but you will have an impact on people that you probably couldn't even imagine if you show up authentic to yourself and to those around you. Okay. So I definitely want to tell you, you guys, this is something that it takes time. But honestly, if you can stand and strengthen this, put those boundaries up, it is powerful. It is powerful because, again, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Okay, so know that you can, know that you're up for the challenge, know that you have the tenacity in you, and, it's going to happen. So with that, you guys, building a business as your authentic self, it's not hard, but it does take consistency, and you will attract the right people. So that's all I've got for today. You guys, make sure you follow me over here at Instagram at The Tenacious Kate. And then also make sure that you share this, like this, comment on this. I'd love to hear your feedback on it as well. And then invite your friends over to our group, into this Tenacious Kate community, where our little tenacious tribe we have growing. And I'm excited to be working with some of you all for the one-on-one coaching and the group coaching that we have that is launching here soon. So make sure that you guys have watched either the replay or you're in on our next live Zoom information event that's coming up here in March. And get the application filled out to see if you would even qualify to be in one of those spots. It is for middle to upper level leaders in the network marketing industry. Okay, middle to upper level leaders. That is something that, yes, you need mindset, but you need strategy behind it. And that is something that I don't really see a lot being taught. So I love that. That's a passion of mine. And I'm so excited to work with those that are ready to really up level their business and move it forward. So get in on that. And you guys, I will be talking to you next week. Bye.